You are tuned into the Shattered Podcast, Cellbound Edition, with your host, D. Elias.
Today on Cellbound, I have with me James Wigley. He goes by Peanut. First of all, James, thank you very much for coming to give your testimony.
Glad to be here.
Tell me, take me back to your childhood.
Childhood, religious family. Grandparents raised me. Mom, dad divorced at a young age. They fought pretty much what time they seen each other due to exchanging us from one to the other.
Which is never good for a child.
No, and I love them both, and I wish they could have come to different agreements, but
yeah,
I
gotten
can't.
along for the children's sake.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
Because in the end, they're the ones that suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love them both, and they're good.
A lot of parents use the children as the pawn to make the other one suffer.
Yeah.
And the only one that hurts all that's the child.
Yeah.
So your mom and dad divorced.
Yes, I think I was probably 2-3 years old.
And your grandparents just gave you a very loving environment.
My grandparents and my mom's brothers, they took care of us. I mean, my mom, she gave them money too.
Right.
She was a truck driver, so she was on the road quite a bit. She did what she could, what she seemed deemed necessary for our support. Grandparents, I couldn't ask for better people to have raised me. It makes me sad for the way I turned out, knowing the way they raised me.
Mm-hmm. At what age did your mom stop driving a truck?
I'm gonna say that 12, 13 years old.
You were very impressionable during that age.
I was a good student in school. I was a loner, biggest majority of it. Played baseball in Nanny's field at the Derrick's Park. That's when I really seen how other children were living out of a structured family.
Right.
And it kind of made me want to
explore
that part of the real world, I guess.
And your mom was drinking during that time?
I never seen it. I mean, it was never visible to me. And now some of her brothers, I seen them drink. I seen my dad drink. I seen pictures of them drinking. So I knew it was part of their lives. But as far as them doing it in front of me, I can't recall ever seeing it.
Right.
Or if I did, it's not there.
Right.
I mean,
they wasn't doing it around you.
Yeah.
But you wanted to fit in with the other kids.
I seen how they got to be their freedom in their families.
Right.
I'm not gonna put no names out there, but there's quite a few of them in town
Right.
that they just got to run wherever they wanted to, and mama didn't care what they done.
Right.
So I wanted that too.
Right. That looked fascinating.
Yeah, it was that. I mean, to an extent, it was fun. There was fun moments, but there was a lot of bad moments too. 14 years old, drunk, passed out, people shaving your head, trying to make
Being mischievous, yeah.
Being mischievous.
Going a little too far with it.
Yeah. And then it got to where I was drinking a little too much. Man, trying to fight people and wind up getting hurt quite a bit by people jumping on you while you're drunk. pills, I really never had a thing for pills. Now I've tried Xanaxes and Valiums and Hydro. Pills wasn't.
Right.
Met a woman that I knew could have changed my life. Went to Texas, had a good job, worked for Capstar.
Now, how old was you at that time?
16.
And she was?
23, 24. I really didn't know what was really happening. All I remember is we met, floating the river, the Cossatot, and it kind of exceeded from there, and she asked me to move to Texas with her, and I said, let's go. And I didn't ask my parents for permission or nothing, I just loaded up and left. Got out there, met her family, got a job for Capstar drilling in the oil field, and was doing good. I want to say April of '96. My grandfather died, and I come back for the funeral. Found out I was going to be a dad.
You're 16.
I'm 16, just turned 17, right in there somewhere. She tells me she's pregnant, that she's not moving back to Texas, she's staying in Arkansas. Gets in the vehicle and drives out of the yard. Leaves me standing there with like no explanation on why this is happening.
Right.
So, but it took me a long time to figure out why she didn't know how to take it. Me being still a child and her having a child by me, but I still talk to her today. I mean, I have a relationship with her and a relationship with my daughter. It took 21 years to have it, but I got 5 grandchildren, and I mean, it's all right now.
Right. At what point did your drinking turn into meth?
This was the point. That was the breaking point right there. I went back to Texas and got my last payroll. The property, the house mortgage I was paying, and the vehicles I was paying. I was making good money at that at a young age. I mean, I could have really done something with my life in this field, but
hindsight's 20/20.
I know it. I came back from Texas after I went out there to get all my stuff together and come back. And my best friend introduced me to meth, and I liked it. It was something different.
Yeah.
It was energetic. It made me feel like I was unstoppable.
Right.
A few months went by, I caught my first felony charge. 2nd degree assault and battery. Did a few months in jail, probation, got out.
Did that all stem over meth, over a drug deal, or I'm sure it was connected some way to using meth?
The woman that I hooked up with after the woman from Texas, her and her friends they were, I don't know if they was on meth, but me and my best friend was courting a couple women from Gillum, and they were renting a place from a certain person, and there was a little kid involved, and the place they was renting didn't have no air conditioner, and me being not right in the head and on drugs made me look at it in a bad way, in a negative way, and we went to the man's house and just got him when he come out the door and beat him up real bad.
Right.
But we felt like it was justified, but it wasn't.
And Did you go to prison?
Yes,
because of that?
I got 5 years probation, got out. Did 3 months in jail, 5 years probation, got out. Stayed out for a year, year and a half, and violated it because I absconded. I met another woman, married her, moved to Siloam Springs. Didn't work. Knew it wasn't going to work when I met her because alcohol and meth and weed. And
Was she using as well?
She didn't use meth. She didn't know what it was, but she smoked weed and
Yeah.
eat pills and drank a whole bunch. It was a part of my life that it shouldn't have happened,
Right.
but it did.
So then you did go to prison.
Yeah, when I come back from that, I went to prison. I did 11 months on 4 years.
Right.
Had Barner unit, got out. And I think I stayed out. I don't think it was quite a year. And I caught a PV and went back, and I did almost 2 years on a PV.
Right.
Because when I went down there, I didn't have but like 2 years and 5 months, and I was like, well, I'll just flatten it.
Yeah.
Because I knew I couldn't make it on parole.
Why? Because of drug use?
Yeah.
You knew you would test hot when you went in for a drug screen.
I didn't care when I got out at a young age and still wanting to, I guess, experiment.
Yeah.
I didn't care the day I got out, I was high.
Yeah.
And it went on like that for probably, this was 99, 2000, 2001. I got out of prison. I lived with a woman here in town for 5.5 years. She was an older woman. Drugs. Went back to prison on a new felony charge for, I want to say, possession of drug paraphernalia. Got out on it, got off parole. I mean, there's times that I've had good in my life, but for 23 years, it's been just a blur.
Right.
The only parts of it I really remember is in and out of prison.
Yeah.
Now, from 2005 till 2010, it might have been 2002, I met a woman and had 2 children. And the children, I love them. They were everything to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I made their bottles, I changed their diapers, I ran their baths, and I cooked their food. Their mama, she didn't care.
Right.
Now her parents, they did. I mean, they helped me as much as they could because they knew she was still in a bad situation
Right.
with addiction too. And 2010 situation occurred to where CPS took them, man, and terminated our rights. Today, I can say it was probably the best thing.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't ready. I did what the courts required me to do, but I wasn't ready.
Right.
And I know I wasn't. And it sent me on another downhill spiral. This last 4 years, since Christmas of 2016, I seen how my life was really going. So I made a choice Do I want to live it like this?
Right.
Or do I want to try a better way of living, or a sober way?
Right.
So I get out of prison. Brother had got a job for me. I worked at KFC as a cook for almost a year. Was doing good. Met a woman. We moved in together. We both worked. We both done good. But after about 6 months after I got out, I got back into the drugs. Wound up losing my job at KFC.
Thinking back then, do you realize what happened? That, you know, you're doing really good. What happened that day that you resorted back to being high?
I wanted to be a people pleaser, and it seems like it's all I've ever wanted to do. I didn't really look at what I was doing to myself. I was wanting to please everybody around me.
You thought you liked the person the drugs made you.
Yeah. And I wanted to be that person, because most people that I put in my life, that's the person they wanted, was the person.
That's what you thought.
Yeah,
right.
That's what the drugs was telling me.
Right.
I lost my job at KFC. I wallowed in my misery for about a month, and I couldn't take it no more, so I went to Tyson's in Greenwich, and I got a job. And December 4th, 2017, I started up there, and I worked there for a year and 4 months, and I quit doing drugs. I accomplished stuff that I couldn't think I would ever accomplish.
Right.
I learned how to manage money, something I should have learned when I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Bank accounts, checking accounts, credit, building your credit. Stuff that I should have learned years ago, right, that the drugs took from me, I'm learning. And
that gives you a feeling of self-worth.
That, and I bought me a nice car, making payments on it, had my own place, everything in the place me and my girlfriend paid for with our money, instead of blowing it on drugs.
Right.
We was buying couches and ice boxes and wash and dry, stuff that made us feel different,
right,
than just blowing it on.
When you're fitting into society.
Mm-hmm. Trying to be normal.
That's right.
And I allowed a family member to persuade me into doing drugs again, after being clean for 11, 12 months.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't only the family member, but the girl that I'd met, I married her, and she was part of it too. I can't say it was their fault, because I made the decision, right, to do it. I could have went somewhere else instead of going home, like,
mm-hmm,
but the people pleasing.
That's your weakness.
The wanting to make my wife happy, my family member happy, right, and not looking at my happiness. Mm-hmm. And I knew what it was going to do, and I did it anyway.
And it did. It happened.
From April of this year until July, 3.5 months, I lost my job. My wife lost her job. Lost our place to live. Back up a little bit. In amongst all of this, quitting drugs, getting her own place, doing good. Now she's got kids by another man. Her son runs away from the father's house to her job, scared to death. He don't want to go back.
And how old is the son?
He was 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I told her to get a hold of the city Wayne Baker and tell him, look, this is what happened. I don't want to send my son back because the place is not a good place.
Right.
So he tells her, well, there ain't never been no custody battles and y'all ain't never been married. You're legal custodian. Take him home.
Right.
Month and a half so goes by. They're calling us, telling us to come and get the girl because DHS is coming to get her. So what I do, I load my wife up and we go get her. We didn't know really what was going on until after we got her, but school sent her home due to head bugs, hair lice, and instead of the family treating it and sending her back to school, they just kept her out of school.
Oh, Lord.
So school calls child protective custody in Miller County. Now they're on them. And I've done been through this with these lawyers and judges, and I'm not trying to catch no charges due to kidnapping and child endanger. So because they're looking for us now because the girl's with us.
Right.
So I told her, look, load up, we're going up here. We gotta get this taken care of because I'm not jeopardizing my freedom.
Right.
So, and these kids had so much anger built up, due to her walking out and leaving an abusive old man and leaving them there. She didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And then they're all holding all this resentment towards her, and I couldn't handle it. And it was another thing that led me to doing what I've done, getting back into drugs. I haven't never, I'm 42 years old and I've never seen two kids so full of rage.
Right. They didn't know how to deal with that.
And they still don't. And right now she's in a bad situation. She's my wife, I love her, but she's not doing real good right now.
Right. As far as part of your sobriety, you just have to love them from a distance.
Right now, this is where I'm at. I'm in this program not because I want to stay out of prison, because prison's easy for me. I've been down there 8 times.
Right.
I know how to do time. I'm taking what they're willing to offer me.
Right. Now you're in, first of all, you came into jail this time for what reason?
It's felony possession of firearm, second offense.
Okay. And you are in the RSAT program.
Yes.
And so you're going to do 9 months in here.
No.
I mean, 3 months in here, 9 months on the outside.
It's a 12-week. It was 90 days, but now they changed it to a 12-week program.
That is right. So
and
when you get out, you will do 9 months under their
aftercare program.
Yes.
Yes.
So what programs and services, since you've been in the RSAT program, because listening to you, you want to be clean and sober. It's sometimes little things happen in your life. You self-medicate due to stress or whatever. You just don't know how to...
Too much anxiety, too much being complacent with idle time.
Right. And now you realize that people don't want to see the drugged up peanut. And you don't even want that in your life.
Because I know how I am. I know who I am. The 3 months from the time I got back on it until I got arrested, I got paranoid.
Which is part of drugs.
Not
as bad as you had.
Years ago, different ways of making the methamphetamine gives you different results on your feelings.
Right.
Nowadays, you don't really know what you're getting.
Right. That's exactly
You could be
right.
getting heroin and meth mixed, heroin and coke mixed, heroin and fentanyl mixed.
Fentanyl, that is definitely
bath
not good.
salts.
Yes.
I mean, you don't know what you're
Right.
getting.
And bath salts is extremely bad. So you're in the RSAT program. What programs and services are you a part of while you're here that you feel is helping you the most?
The number one program that is really hitting me is the authentic manhood, fatherhood class.
Fatherhood. Mm-hmm.
That is one of the best classes that they have right now. Now, the SAE with Miss Lynette,
Mm-hmm.
she's given us the tools to utilize on how to work at a program, a
Right.
recovery program. And then you got CR, which is
Celebrate Recovery.
Celebrate Recovery, and Hattie and Joe Vance,
Mm-hmm.
to see where they're at today. 15 to 18 years ago,
Oh,
where
absolutely.
they was at. Yeah.
They spent their honeymoon in prison, and look at them today, you know.
The support group that this community has built in the last 5 years,
Right.
it didn't used to be like this.
Right.
Man, I remember you still bondsman?
No, I
No.
retired to do this.
I'm not going to say they were bad sheriffs, but Howard Jones, Partain, but some of the Sevier County sheriffs, like Brackett, I mean, McKee, I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It didn't used to be like this.
Right.
They didn't have no religious support. They didn't have no community support.
Right.
No rehabilitation on the drugs. The only thing they wanted to do was send you to prison as fast as they could.
That's exactly right. But nowadays, with the sheriff and Robert and Chris, they see that it's better to help rehabilitate. Just like you right now at this point in time in your life, you just need help. You need guidance. You need to learn how to focus on positive.
What I need, what I'm working on with me is I can't allow negative tension
Right.
to influence me using drugs anymore.
Right.
I have to be able to determine positive and negative.
Exactly. And love those that you know, your wife, your cousin, whoever in your family that does drugs. Stay away from them.
I can't allow people to persuade me to
Right.
do things I don't need to do.
Right.
I can't please people. The only person I need to please is me.
Is you. That's exactly right.
And I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. I know He's there because if He wasn't, I know where I'd be today.
Right.
Because when they got me, I had a loaded gun, and it was fully loaded, and I could have pulled it and started shooting at any time. But the good Lord's got different plans.
Right.
And the support group in this community right now is amazing.
It is. And it's growing. With each RSET group that comes out, it grows and it grows and it grows.
Yesterday, I want to say it was yesterday, the children.
You went where yesterday?
Yesterday we was in SAE.
Oh, okay.
Here.
The
with Ms.
substance
Lynette,
abuse
yeah.
program, right?
And Chris Walcott and Lynette Gilmore brought in some letters from the junior high school kids where they did a skit and put on a little play and then let people from the program tell their stories.
Right.
It's not only touching the people that's in active addiction or trying to recover from it, but it's stemming to our children.
That's right. It's effective.
And
Because those children at that age are very vulnerable. You know, they're peer pressure, and like you said, that's the only reason you started drinking. You wanted to be cool like everybody else.
Like everybody else, and and it led to a bunch of bad choices.
Right.
And now realizing that I can't, I don't, to me, that was normal, living like that for
Right.
starting at 13 years old. I'm still a kid.
Right.
So for 30 years, I self-medicated.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes everything in your mind.
Right.
So at the age I am now, I'm having to retrain, reprocess my
Right.
brain.
And that's a process.
Yeah, and I can't do it in one day.
Right.
I can't do it in 1 year.
Right.
It's
A
I'm
day
a
by
working
day.
process.
Yes,
Just-
you are. And that's okay.
And I want to be able to get out of here and be part of the community.
Well, you are going to be one of them that helps others that needs help.
And I know it, and I feel that's that's God's will
That's
for
you.
me.
That's your way of recovery, is giving back.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself when you graduate from the 12-week and you go into the aftercare? What are your plans?
Well, right now I want to try to get involved in the NA. I'm not sure really if I want to do it through Texarkana Airport down there, or if I want to do it through Celebrate Recovery
Right.
here with Joe and Hattie. I like both of them. They're
Right.
both, because I've been down there when I was fighting for my children, my two little girls. I was in Texarkana, worked
Right.
at the country club, prep cook. I mean, I was doing good when I was down there. But my friends here, I love Joe to death, and I know he's not in good health right now.
Yeah.
I have a grandmother here that is the most perfect woman in the world, and I know she don't got long left,
Yeah.
and I don't want to miss no more of it.
Mhm.
And I'm tired of feeling like, I know she don't see me as a disappointment, but I'm tired of feeling like a disappointment
Right.
to her.
Oh, right now I'm sure she's very proud of you.
Yeah, she is, and she's seen a change in me, and she knew I was capable of doing it. I just gotta quit. I
Yeah.
mean, when I leave here, I got 55 days, 54 days, something like that left. February 6th. I want to be comfortable enough and stable enough that I don't go out there
Right.
and do something crazy.
Stay within the good community.
Support group. I got a good support group.
Right,
I
you
got
do.
my brother, my mom. I got Walcott, Joe and Hattie.
Right.
Miss Lynette. I mean, I got a good support group.
Yeah.
I'm afraid the only fear that I have is my wife. I know she's not doing good.
And you already know the answer to that.
I do. I know I have to leave.
You
I
you
done
have to
sent
love her
Walcott
from a
them-
distance.
Yeah, I done sent Walcott and them to get my wallet stuff from her.
Yeah.
Because I know if I put her in my face, it could go south and
Right.
it could put me right back here.
And
I
you
don't
can't
want- I
take that chance. It's not worth the gamble.
One of the city officers told me you cannot allow anybody else control your life anymore.
Right.
He said, whether it's a woman or a man,
Yep.
you have to take control of you.
Right.
And really, it ain't me. It's the good Lord, His guidance for me.
Yeah.
Categorizing and utilizing and establishing all this I'm learning in my head. It's like going to iCloud on your cell phone and filing it. It is just, it goes so fast and so
Right.
quick, and you really get stumped a little bit,
Right.
I guess is what I'd say.
Well, you don't want to feel like it's just overwhelming, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to get too overwhelmed and it be too much pressure to
Right.
cause me to do something crazy.
Right. Don't make any last second decisions, you know. Really focus on what you're doing.
I don't like to, they have a deal where the college comes over here and gives you, it's called career development.
Yes.
And then you have adult education. Now, me being an ex-con, I have a chance to go back to school.
Right.
And I mean, I've got a diploma, but I want to go and try to learn better skills.
Right.
Teach myself new things that I know could be useful.
Right.
And I can get Pell Grants to do it because I'm a convict. But they give you a personality test here, and it's color coded. And to realize there's 4 different personality colors: orange, gold, blue, and green. So I took the test, and out of all 4 of them, 3 of them matched up. So I know 3 of my personalities are the parts of them that I understand. Now, 1 of them was off by a few numbers. Now, the 3 that matched up, they're not as positive as the one that I didn't match up with. So, understanding it and putting it together, I'll be able to figure it out.
Right.
I mean, I know what I need to do.
Absolutely.
And it ain't can I or will I, it's I am.
You're a work in progress.
I am. Exactly.
So, thank you very much,
You're
Peanut.
welcome.
And I just wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
I know that your mindset, you want to, and if you can love those from a distance and stay within the good community, you'll make this work.
This is how I feel like it's going to happen. I'm going to get out of here. She's going to try to make contact. I already feel it.
Right.
But I'm not just going to jump back into, I'm married to her. I'm not going to jump back into this marriage knowing where she's at.
Right.
Because it's going to be my downfall.
Yes.
And I know it. So it's not happening.
Until she becomes clean.
She'll get clean and stay clean
Right.
for a numerous amount of time. And I'm not talking no 2-3 months. I'm
Right.
talking at least a year.
Yes.
Because they say the first year in our recovery is the most
Exactly.
important one, the year. So, and I can, but she's going to have to show me.
And that gives you more time to get even stronger.
In my recovery.
Yes.
Because we can't fix each other until we fix ourselves.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
yes.
You have to fix Peanut first.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm on this right road right now, and I'm not going to let nothing detour it.
Absolutely.
Nothing default it, nothing deprive me from doing what Peanut needs to do.
Right. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
Please support our sponsor, RenovationTea.com. You'll find a large variety from daily to specific herbal remedy teas, all certified organic and fair trade. Use code SHATTERED and you'll get a 10% discount. You could see the link below. Hi, I'm Dee. I'm the host of the Shattered Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell on the notifications so you won't miss an episode. I'm very passionate about helping families. If you are an expert that would like to help or would like to share your testimony, please contact me. Thank you.